What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. We're here for another episode. You know what it is. Your boy John.
And the fucking white belt slayer.
Mr. Cheetah Print over here.
I got the cheetah sweater on. I'm in my hoe phase right now.
Hoe phase. It's Craig Jones phase right
Craig
now.
Jones phase?
Yeah. No, dude, Craig Jones is wild, man.
Dude, he's still
he's still over there. He was like, I saw that. I was like, holy shit. That's kind of cool. You go out there and do some shit like that. That's nuts. So.
The special Easter edition. Fucking since Easter's. Why can't we ever have like a salad? Hey, if you don't like Nacho Libre, fuck you.
Oh, Nacho!
Yeah, that movie's so fucking funny.
Yeah. Dude, that shit was fucked now.
Yeah. Did you ever think about that? You'll be like, man, I like this thing. And then you'd think about it, like, fuck, that's 20 years old.
We were.
I have a perfect example. Hold on. Yesterday I was at AutoZone, and this kid was like fucking. They had like a little speaker there, and the kid was like fucking around, like putting on what he was going to play as he was coming over to walk me up, and he put on System of a Down, and I'm like, yo, dude, I was about to ask him, like, you like this shit? I was like, this is like 23 years old, dog, 24 years old, and he was probably 24 years old. I was like, this shit came out before you were born, dude.
Yeah, my coworker was making a joke, and it was like a movie reference, but it was like I mean, I thought it was funny, but it was like a reference to a movie that's like 20-some years old, and I'm like, we're gonna start hiring people soon, and they're not gonna know what the fuck you're talking about. He goes, "Shut the fuck up." I was like, "Dude, it's soon. It's happening, man."
That's like, that Masters competitor shit.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
Yeah, the other day I rolled with one of our esteemed fans, and it's funny. We were doing like were you there that day? Yeah, you were there that day. The day we rolled like for like infinitely. Fuck. You ended up doing like a 20-minute roll. Dude, I did like a 15-minute roll. Because I remember standing up, walking in line, and you guys were kind of finishing up whatever ended up happening in that role. But so she did the same thing. She had a long one. And then Omar was like, you need a break? And I was like, fuck that. You said there was no breaks today. And she just looked at me. She was like, all right, let's fucking go then. And I was like, I don't want this shit. You know what she said to me as soon as I fucking clapped her? What? She was like, how much you weigh today, fatty? Ah! And I was like, oh, my fucking heart hurts. I was about to start crying. But speaking of which, how much you weigh, fucking you fat piece of shit?
Fuck, I'm not fat. All right, I'm fat. But
are you more?
No, it's 206.
That's 2 pounds down, right? Or a pound down?
It was 207, a pound down, yeah.
That's pretty solid.
I think I'm
under 240 and I haven't been doing shit.
I think I'm just understanding what I can eat, what I can't eat, and I don't know what it is. Lately, it's just been like working.
Maintaining?
Yeah. So
how many calories do you eat today?
I don't know.
You want to count them?
I just follow the meal plan.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it's enough where I feel good.
That meal plan's on macros, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel good. Like I never feel full. Yeah. I never feel hungry. I'm always feel satisfied. So it fucking works.
I don't want to get too deep into this, but when I was on a plan like that with the trainer I used to work out with, man, I was eating all day to the point where I was like, fuck it. I just started combining meals like you were doing, like combining meals and just started to eat it all at once.
Yeah, I told him because I was doing that, I was having trouble getting all the fucking meals in. I was like, dude, this is too many. And so then we readjusted it and made less meals, but some of them are changed a bit. So
but
that's the problem.
When I did that finally one day after like about a month, because I was like, man, there's no way I'm losing. I was losing weight. I was like, there's no way this is like
working. Yeah,
I looked it up. It was like 1,800 calories.
Yep, it feels like more, right?
Dude, I was like, my mouth was hurting from chewing so much.
Yeah.
But I was told recently that we talk too much about lifting weights and not enough about fighting. So this is
I was thinking about that recently too. I was like, dude, we don't talk about enough jiu-jitsu. Our conversation.
Well, the last like month or two, there really hasn't been shit going on.
Well, Pans just happened, and
that was the thing. This motherfucker was like, you guys didn't even talk about Pans. I was like, bitch, we only talk about pro jiu-jitsu. And then he was like, well, you don't talk about Polaris, and I was like, well, fuck, now I got to go find Polaris.
Here's the thing, and this is gonna go into our first topic. Flow is fucking garbage. I tried to watch...
fucking garbage.
I tried to watch Pans. One, because I wanted to watch it. But two, I was like, it'd be good to cover.
So hold on. For sure, you tried to watch the ladies' matches, didn't you?
I tried to watch it all, okay?
And the kids' matches.
The kids are fucking
See, you're fucking all about the kids, dude.
Those kids are crazy.
Fuck those kids, dog.
Yeah, those kids are wild, dude. I like watching the kids. They just go fucking
They do go buck-ass wild.
But the problem is it...
Hey, what you got over there to drink?
Oh yeah. I got myself another Lonnie.
I'm going diesels today.
It's early as fuck right now.
I was really thirsty when I left my house, so I started drinking a Monster. Then I almost got one of those tall boys I was telling you about at the store, and I was like, I can't drink a regular Monster and that tall boy.
Yeah.
So. Pans, kids.
But yeah, so the problem is that like you want to go watch, unless you watch everything, you just have it on the whole day. There's so many mats. One, you don't know who's on which mat. You don't know who's fighting when.
Yeah.
And so the problem with Flow is what they really should do is they should either have one mat where they put the fucking people that everybody wants to watch on one fucking mat.
Yeah.
And so like, hey, this is mat A or B, or even a couple mats, but at least you know that these are the mats that you can go watch, that you're probably going to find Mika Gaval, you're going to find all the guys that you really want to, like, the big guys, right?
Yep.
But they don't. And then when you go back to watch it, like, it's even hard to find the fucking replays. It's hard to find out.
Why do you like Mika so much? Is that your brother in SARMs or what?
I didn't even get to see him break his ankle at Pans, and then now
Mika broke his ankle.
His ankle was broke.
Oh shit!
So he broke his ankle, and he still won.
Yeah, he's savage.
Yeah, he's fucking savage. Yeah.
He's on the Acai and Jesus.
So he broke his ankle, and then he's only got not long before
Worlds.
Worlds, yeah.
And the Worlds is next month, the month after.
I think it's August. Is it August?
No, Worlds is like May or June.
Oh, yeah, maybe May.
It's early. In
I think it was like 6 or 12 weeks. So I'm like, we'll see how he does if he can heal up. I mean, these guys are fucking probably gonna throw. Like we talked about. Who were we talking about? It was Roger? Where we were saying like they're gonna go and they're gonna do like all the fucking crazy shit. All of a sudden, I started getting fucking ads for hyperbaric chambers.
Oh, really?
I was like, you can buy them for your house. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know if they really have access to that kind of money. Like Mika's probably getting paid.
Dude, I'm getting ads on Instagram for fucking.
Yeah, how much are they though?
I didn't look, but
I'm sure they're like $50,000. They're expensive.
If you're putting ads on Instagram, there's no way they're $50,000.
Yeah,
they're probably going to be like $10,000, $12,000. I mean, not cheap, but they're not going to be. Yeah. And I imagine.
Yeah, but most of these people aren't going to go buy them. Most of these people live in apartments. You're right. You'll watch.
You're right. They do mostly.
But if I was in that part of my life where I was a kid. You know, I mean, he's like 20, 21.
Yeah, he's young as fuck.
He's 20. He's traveling around the world. What's the point of having a house?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just have an apartment.
Just have a place to stay. You know what I mean?
But I bet he. I mean, I bet he still lives with his parents in Brazil because he still trains at
his dad's Malky's in Manaus.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, but it's like Tynan lives like in a fucking like a what are when your two houses put together? Not a duplex. It's like a townhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you always posting. It's like, oh, look at my fucking Audi. And it's like, bitch, you live in a townhouse. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Granted, it is in San Clemente or wherever the fuck they're at.
I always find it funny, and I understand this, but like I see younger people, and they're like flaunting the car. You know, oh, look at this car I got, or look at this. And you're like, bitch, you live with your mom.
Yeah. Also,
no wonder you can fucking afford that car, but you're broke. Like you come to me when you have a house, a 401k, a fucking and a car.
Nah, 401ks are for fools that don't believe in themselves.
Fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you're set up.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, and I get it though, because when I was younger, I wanted a badass car.
Yeah, but let's look at you for an example. Most broke baller I know, motherfucker, you got a hole in your car. You don't give a fuck. That's just got duct tape.
That's my point. Is like I put my money where like
you do have 3 motorcycles though.
Yeah, but I also put. They're all paid off though.
Really?
Yeah.
You paid off the Daytona?
I paid them off, yeah.
Damn.
So they're like, but I mean, like, I put my money in, like, shit that, like, yeah, I can go get a fucking new car, but, like, why? When I want to buy more gym equipment, I want to invest in, like, shit, like, go on vacation, do shit that's, like, yeah, a nice car would be nice. Like, who doesn't want a nice car? But at the same time, it's like.
You also want a Tesla.
The more and more I'm, like, seeing how shitty.
They're fucking whack, dog.
I think they're amazing. But the build quality is so bad.
Did you see all the fucked up Cybertrucks?
Yeah, I saw that too.
God,
yeah.
They're all rusty.
They're rusting, yeah.
That means it's like the shittiest stainless steel that you can get.
And so the more I see like shit, like build quality wise, I'm like,
dude, if I was gonna spend 100 G's on a car, like that kind of car, I'd get a Rivian. Dude, those Rivian trucks are fucking hard.
Yeah, those Rivians.
But they're like 140 grand.
Yeah.
For something that's got like a 400-mile range, and you can't tow with them.
Those things are badass.
Yeah. Back to shitting on Flow.
Yeah, but anyways, so Flow makes it so fucking hard to like, to watch shit. So unless you're watching like ADCC, where you pretty much want to try to watch everybody,
because the mat's already predetermined.
It's so fucking hard to like watch it. So you end up, and then, fuck this. You're like, oh, I'm gonna watch this event on Flow
from like a day ago.
Yeah, and then the next day it's on fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
So you pay the money for Flow, and the next day they post a whole fucking thing on YouTube, and you can just watch it on YouTube. And it's like,
I have 2 things to say about that. I'm going to defend Flow a little bit on this one, even though fuck those motherfuckers. And you can cancel Flow and they still fucking charge you, dude. Flow is the worst fucking company ever.
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought about this a lot because I was trying to watch it yesterday, and I was in my shop and I have 2 TVs, and I had them, and they're different TV. They're not connected to each other, so I had them on 2 different mats.
Yeah.
So when I was in one room, I was watching one mat, and I was in the other room, I was watching another mat. And I was trying to switch between them just to kind of catch people. I was talking to Dan about it. There's no real they weren't. I think they were using smooth comp, but they weren't updating it. So like you didn't know who was fighting there. But so as much as I want to blame Flow for that, it's probably the ADCC people that should be updating this shit because they're the ones that know the brackets. Flow doesn't know the brackets.
You can also do. Was it Flow that had the multicam one?
Yeah, where it's moving around. Yeah, so that's
no. There was one where you can have like 4 or 5 mats on at the same time, and you would pick the mats that you want to watch.
Maybe that's
and
cool.
you put it. I don't remember if it was through them, but I remember it. It wasn't because ADCC. I watched ADCC, and in the app, when I was catching TV, you can pick because there's only 3 or 4 mats at ADCC,
I think
right?
6.
Yeah,
6 or 8.
Something it was a lot.
Pretty small.
You can pick 4 mats.
Well, there was only 8 at the trials.
So
like,
but you can pick 4 mats.
No, this is what they should do. There should be the mats, right? So you can watch, like let's say your professor's there, your homeboy's there fighting. He's gonna post, I'm on this mat at this time, right? So you should be able to pick the mats, but there all should be a Flow channel where they're moving the cameras to the matches you want to see, and they need to have commentary.
Yeah,
the commentary is all of it, dude. Because it's like you're watching it and like. Okay.
It depends on who's the commentator because some people. I was actually just watching.
Dude, Kendall's really good.
I was watching
that English dude sucks, but Kendall's good.
I was just watching that podcast with Dana White.
Oh, with Lex.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I wanted to talk about that. I fucking love Dana White, dude.
And one of the things he was saying was a lot of the influence on UFC was when he used to watch boxing. And he said he would mute the fucking commentators because they were always talking shit.
Yeah.
And so that was the thing. So and then after him saying that, I kind of thought about it. I'm like, he's right. Commentators really do
they influence shit.
Yeah, they make the show better. Like I've watched some jiu-jitsu matches where you can tell. Like I don't remember. It might have been like Fight to Win or something like that, where the commentator obviously knew jiu-jitsu, but at the same time he was saying shit, and I was like, you're an idiot. Like it didn't make sense what he was talking about while the match was going on. Like it just didn't fit. Like he didn't know, or he wasn't just a good commentator or whatever. So unless you got the right people, it's hard to it can ruin the experience.
Well, the people that Flow uses for the IBJJF stuff and for the Who's Number One, it's usually Kendall and then this dude named Brian McDonald, I think. He's a 10 Planet black belt, and there's an English guy. I can't stand the English guy. He does always seem off. It sounds like he does do jiu-jitsu, like he's probably a high-level jiu-jitsu guy, but just he thinks differently.
Yeah.
But the dude McDonald or Mac, whatever the fuck his name is, the big bald dude, and then Kendall are on fucking point when they do it. They should have those. They should have the Flow mat or the Flow people that are just cycling around and then watch it. Yeah,
because I like that idea though. If they really should do something like that.
I feel like that was popping before on one of the Flow things because it would put the people you wanted to watch just on your screen.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. So I feel like they've taken a step back or something, or their quality, but. That's why I haven't watched it.
Flow makes a shit ton of money too.
I guarantee it.
Well, I mean, the jiu-jitsu is the smallest part of it.
Yeah, because they have wrestling, they have racing on there, they have all kinds of shit.
Dude, cheerleading's popping.
Yeah.
Like think about how many people are paying to watch their daughters or whoever do cheerleading and the collegiate cheerleading. It's like, okay, you're at home and your daughter's on or your son or whatever is on fucking I think Louisville is the big cheerleading.
They have wrestling shows too.
They have all kinds of shit on there.
Yeah.
Flow is really cool for what they do offer. Those races at Paris, they put them on there.
Oh, did they?
I don't know if those ones, but that style of racing they have on there and
they
shit
have
like that. So
there,
they have all kinds of cool shit. They have the ability to build a really good platform, but it's just we have all this content, we don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
It's just we're pushing out content
shit no one can get anywhere else. No one's doing it, so we're just gonna put it out and fuck it. Be happy with what you got.
Yeah. When Dan was talking shit about not watching Polaris, I went to go try to find it. I didn't know it was on Fight Pass. I thought it was on Flow, and I couldn't find it. And there was Polaris from 10 years ago on there that would come up. I was like, how's the new one not on here? And finally, I found out it was on Fight Pass. But you didn't see any? Did you see any of the highlights? You're watching the highlights on our Instagram. There were some pretty fucking.
I kind of scrolled through Instagram. Looking at highlights and stuff, but. It's just disappointing because I really did want to watch some of these matches, and it's just so. It's just irritating when you try to go find them, you can't find them, and you pay all this money for that shit. And it's like, fuck.
You know what's more surprising to me? Because I watched probably, peripherally, I probably watched 60 matches yesterday, maybe more than that. Because at one point I looked up and it was like match 480 something. I was like, what the fuck? It's like there probably was 1,000 matches yesterday. But
that's a lot of fucking matches. But
yeah. Well, there's 8 mats and there's like that. So the West Coast
it's
trials,
all day, huh?
The West Coast trials are the most prominent and the hardest ones to win. So all like the good, and it's the last one. So everyone who didn't make it before at the West Coast trying to get in. So like there was like, I think they said there was like 5,000 competitors or some crazy shit.
Jacob Couch made it, right? In the East Coast ones?
He won the East Coast ones. If you're smart, you try to you
hit the smaller ones.
You try to go to the East Coast one, which is not quite as
Well, that's
big,
where he's from. So,
but also no, they're from the Midwest.
Yeah, but was there a Midwest one?
No.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's equidistant. So you go there first, and if you can't win, you come here.
Yeah.
The best though is like if you have like a European passport, you can go do like so Craig Jones like is famous for winning the Asia trials. So they would be like in some Asia trial would be like that whole continent, Australia, fucking all of China and Japan, and then fucking like those Eastern Asian countries, Western Asian countries.
So the skill gap is huge.
Yeah. So like that dude Big Dan went to like the European trials and like won in Hungary or something like that. It's like, motherfucker, that don't even count. Actually, I think he actually won the East Coast trials, but he went over there and got fucked up. And it's like, damn, you couldn't even win the fucking Euro trials, whatever. But yeah, the West Coast trials are the best. It's probably a tie between the West Coast and the Brazilian trials. I think she won already. I'm pretty sure, or she was invited, but I know she's going to be.
I saw she won double gold already in IBJJF.
Pans. Yeah, but she's still competing at fucking juvenile.
She has to. She's 16.
Yeah, it's not fair for the. I mean,
no, it is not fair.
I guess it doesn't matter because she's young and her and her parents decided that she's going to be a professional athlete. Yeah. So she's going to be smashing people like Mika on the Rotolos did until she's 18, and she'll probably keep smashing people. The level. So someone was trying to argue. Craig Gordon Ryan was arguing this that women aren't as technical as men. And I think it's the opposite. I think women are way more technical and they don't fucking play the smashing machine like we do.
It's just, it's more about technical than just smash heavy passing.
Speaking of which, this is a public call out. We need a girl on here. First of all, they keep talking shit saying, what, you guys don't want to have girls on there? No, we've been trying to have a girl on here since basically we started. We've talked about it at least internally.
We definitely talked about
it. And two, all you hoes be backing out when I ask you. You get all shy and shit. We're trying to hear the women's perspective why y'all don't smash people. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of y'all playing fucking open guard and wiggling your little feet in there. I want to see more cross-facing and grinding motherfuckers.
More aggressiveness.
Yeah.
more what's that meme? More something. More passion. More
I don't know that one.
Fucking whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But cross-facing, more cross-facing. More shoulder pressure.
Yeah. I was working with Danny yesterday. Because we went to fucking 10 a.m. yesterday.
I wasn't going. I never said I was going.
You're a fucking hoe, dog.
I didn't say I was going. Anyways, I was.
Yeah, so it was me and Danny showed up. I think from that crew of people that went. It was fine. It was real light. I was rolling light. I wasn't trying to roll heavy with anybody. And plus, it's all mostly lower belts. So I sat down on Danny because I cannot wrestle with him right now. I mean, I can't. He's hard to wrestle with anyway. But without 2 solid ankles, I'm really not wrestling with him. Yeah. So I sat down on him, and he like outside passed, got to my back, and then went to my front. And I was like, hey, stop. What the fuck are you doing? Like, you need to stay. You need to come at the back. Like, if you get to the back, take the back, right? But I was showing him something, and then Ismail was there. So Ismail started chiming in. He was like, dude, like, because he had me in an arm triangle, and he tried to finish an arm triangle like this. Like, he was just squeezing me. I was like,
he wasn't setting it up right. Yeah.
No, he didn't. He wasn't having. He didn't have my hand up here, and he wasn't pressing my shoulder. He was like just squishing me, and I was like,
he's just trying to use strength.
Yeah, there's like Kyle, maybe Louis, the only dudes that are finishing you from like mother's milk. But Kyle does it like in a way where it's like
you're fucking suffering.
He can articulate his body in a funny way, and every time he does it to me, I've heard other people say he does it to them too, is that he like smothers you with his shoulder. It's like he puts a hand on your mouth. The way he can move his body and do it. Louis just like grips and rips, and he's got but Danny's got crazy hip pressure, and I'm like, dude, you got to use that shit. But then afterwards, because Ismail was watching, he was like, hey, you got to crossface dudes, and he was like, I thought I was, and he's like, nah, let me show you, and I was like, fuck, and then he gets on top of me, and he's like, huh! And I was like, I was just letting him do it. He wasn't like being aggressive, but he's like, this is how you do it.
He is so fucking good.
Yeah, and I was just like.
He is so fucking good. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I roll with
him.
He's big. He does 10 a.m. almost all the time. So I always roll with him at 10 a.m. and I'm always like, fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like
he's like a
just
solid
survive it.
222.
He's strong as fuck. And he'll like catch me in wrist locks, but he'll like, and I'm like motherfucker.
It's like when Jay does on this.
Yeah, and like I obviously I know it's coming, but I'm like, the way he like trapped me, I'm like, sometimes there's nothing I can do. I'm like, fuck.
I was trying to wrist lock you hard the other day. I tried like 4 different ones.
Mm-hmm. You did. It was pretty.
You know what? I realized it, I think this morning, either today or yesterday. I was trying to hit you with that super easy kill.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to push your hand out.
You can do it with a hand in.
I thought so, but so the way I had your hand trapped like this, right? So you were like this.
Yeah.
And I was trying to come under it and then get to the other side because basically I had one side trapped with your hand in the gi, and I was trying to get the other. But the way I had to do it, I would have to dip my shoulder so far low to get that angle. You would have swept me.
Yeah, it's
that's why I didn't fully commit to it.
I used to go for that a lot more. I use it more for control now.
Oh, dude, the control
you can't do anything.
Is wild.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
Because we were kind of just stalling each other out from whatever position we were in.
Bro, I was fucking exhausted.
Yeah, you had that long roll.
No, I did. It was about 20-minute roll, and then I rolled like 10 minutes with I forgot who else, and then I got another roll, and then the fourth roll, I was like,
oh, it was the fourth one.
Yeah, the fourth roll, I was like rolling, and then I was just like, kill me, and I was like, kill me,
just give me something to tap to.
And then he wasn't fucking go. I was like, fucking choke me, and then he finally choked me. I was like, thank God.
Did you come or what?
Yeah, I did. So I was like, so that was the fourth roll, but that was like a good 30, almost 35 minutes, of straight rolling for me. I was like, fuck. And then I rolled with you, and then I rolled with that big ass white belt for 10 minutes.
Angel?
Yeah.
He's good, dude.
I saw the clock, and I was like, I felt like an asshole because I fucking got him down, and then I just stayed north-south.
I don't know what
happened. I waited until like 9 minutes, and then I choked him. I was like, I am not getting back up.
Yeah. I'm gonna call his ass out. I don't know how it happened, but he fucking crushed old 7-minute mile, like in 45 seconds. It was right after he rolled me though. I made Eddie work for it. Fucking, we rolled for like probably 17 minutes, 18 minutes, and then finally, he got me because I was getting frustrated with myself. I was like, because I was just sitting in half fucking around, and since I couldn't really pivot and push off my one foot, I was trying to sweep the other way that I normally go, and I couldn't get the angle and the gas to get it off. But he did hit me with something legit. He got me with a paper cutter, and I usually don't get those by people around our level. It's usually the higher level people. But he got me to dip my shoulder, and when I dipped my shoulder, he collapsed my body to the ground, and then he had the choke. So he was pinning my shoulder on the ground while he had the choke, and I was like, "Fuck!" I was tapped out. I couldn't get out of that. Yeah. But that was a good day. I would like to do more.
That was a good day. Well, the next day we did or Friday, you didn't go, but Friday we did very similar, but we partnered up with 3 people. Yeah. And then you did the round robin, 3-minute rolls. Yeah. He did.
I liked that. We did that.
Like,
were you there that day?
I was sick. I was there, but I was sick. So we did 3-minute rolls, and then 3-minute roll, 3-minute roll, 3-minute roll, and then he went to 2-minute rolls, and then he went to 1.5-minute rolls, and then he went to a minute. And so he just kept working it down. So he did 3-minute rolls a couple times, and then he went down little by little by little. Those were fucking. Yeah. Those were pretty rough too. I don't know if you noticed, like, class sizes, since he's been making these classes fucking hard as fuck, they're getting smaller and smaller. But they've been hard, dude. They've been hard fucking classes.
All those people that show up because they want promotions, like, get the fuck out of here with your stripe.
They've been hard as fuck. Yeah. I mean, I've enjoyed them.
I like those kind of rolls. Like, I mean, my style is pretty easy to roll for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Because I'm not using strength. I'm using strength like 10% of that roll. You know what I mean? I'm using strength to try to sweep, and then I wait. And then, because I've rolled with multiple black belts who told me all the same thing, like, you move too much. So I've really tried to slow my game down even further and wiggle into the off balance and get to the point where I'm off balancing people rather than trying to force the off balance. Like, a couple guys, like the bigger guys like you, or like the guys around my weight, I have to be more jerky to get out of position to throw you out of position. Yeah, but once I get to that point where I can explode, I can usually feel it, and I know it's going to finish, so I'll go 100% on that. And then if I'm on top, like, if let's say I sweep you and end up in your half guard or your knee shield, I'll just sit there for a minute and then try to decide how I get to
my game is opposite, where I'm trying to avoid sitting there because I notice I slow down. Yep. And I try to avoid slowing down until I get to a good position. So I have to tell myself keep moving.
Yeah.
Even when I get to a knee shield, just
Yeah.
keep moving. Try to pass.
Yeah.
I know. I was talking with Efren about this. That, like we was at 10 a.m. and we were talking about
Why
like
you keep going to all these light work classes, dog?
10 a.m. ain't light.
Light work.
I roll with Ismail every day.
Whatever. You're one hard dude.
Yeah. Actually, no. Josh would show up. Kyle shows up.
Josh is light work.
Kyle shows up.
How often is Kyle there? 10 a.m.
Lately, he's been there quite a bit. I think because his shift is changed, so
he had to go back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 10 a.m.s would get pretty fucking rough, which is surprisingly. I was like, fuck. But with Efren, we were talking about how, I don't know, lately for what I've been doing, I've been, because you get to a point where I think you're pretty solid at understanding in all the positions, right? And what you can do from different positions and what you do, like what your game is. But I also see where I fuck up. Like I'm always like, now when I roll, because we roll so much, I start to see now like when I get here, I do this, and then I get stuck here, or I get into this position and I can never like get past this position, or I struggle here. And so now what I've been trying to do is focus on like when we went to World League, me and my girl went down to the bar. We left our phones upstairs, we went and we talked. We were talking and we met that black belt.
Yeah.
Well, he had posted a video recently about half guard, and he was like, all good half guard passers, whatever. He's like, don't ever do this. And then he showed it, and it was exactly the fucking thing that I do.
Trying to smash on the knees.
I just go, I accept half guard.
Yeah.
Like I'll just like I'll just accept it, and then I'm like, for my mind, for some reason, I just always accepted it. And then I would just start my passing from there. And then he was like, don't ever do that. He says, why are you going to put yourself there when you can avoid it? Try to avoid it by doing... And then he showed a couple things.
Top half guard's 50-50.
Yeah.
And I personally think when you're in top half guard, you're more on the losing side.
Yeah, because you can get swept.
Yeah.
And then especially if you fuck up. If you make a little mistake, you're going to get swept or you're going to get caught. Yeah, exactly.
In my opinion, when you're playing bottom... When you're in top half guard, you're in the defensive position.
Yeah.
And then when you're in bottom half guard, you're in the offensive
because you're going for lockdown sweeps, John Wayne sweeps, all that stuff. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I always fall into that. And then I saw this video, and then he explained like it is common sense shit, but like even Roger was showing us. He was showing it on your arm. What was that? The staple thing.
Oh yeah.
He was showing to do that. From instead of accepting half guard, staple a leg with your left, and then
I've been working that more.
And I was like, "Fuck," and I was like, "That's so." It's common sense, but something I just instinctively never did, and so now, lately, that's stuff I've been working on. Those little things, like that's what I'm working on. Just trying to like, all right, don't get stuck here. Don't accept this. Don't accept that. And I'm just trying to adjust little things like that right now.
Yeah.
So, but it's making it enjoyable for me because you get to a point where like I'm not saying I'm not learning. Anything new?
But you're probably at that plateau. I feel like I was plateauing for the last like 3 months, and in the last couple of weeks I've been getting out of the plateau.
Yeah, I do. I feel like, and you get stuck in that game where you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it's like it's not working, and that's where I'm like, okay. But this is also it's crazy because this all ties together. Back to what Omar says, it's like, why are you going to go train somewhere else when you can't beat everyone at the gym? And the thing is like people learn your shit. So all of a sudden, like stuff that was working for me is no longer working, and I'm like, fuck. Yeah. But I keep trying it. Yeah. And I'm like, it's like I just keep trying to force it to. So now I'm like, okay, I can't. I gotta adjust. Yeah. I gotta learn. And so that's where I'm at right now.
I'm in that same position. Like I'm not trying to play underhook half guard anymore. I'm trying to play knee shield right now. I'm trying to play knee shield and actual guard. Mm-hmm. It's weird because I don't really. My winning game is from the top. And how often do you ever see me on top?
Yeah.
I don't fuck around at the top.
Yeah.
It's just so easy for me because my weight and my size that like I have like what do they call it? Like a system. Like I have a system if I'm on this side. I have a system if I'm on this side. I have a system to transition from one side to the other side. And I know exactly what I want to do in these and it's not a lot of things. It's like
they're basic.
It's like Dark Side Kimura, which I'm trying to work on Tariqa Plata. I've known about it forever. And it's just having going back to what you're saying, is like you're at the point where like you're kind of plateaued right now, and you keep working the same thing because you know what at that you can win with that. And I'm sure it's at the same as every gym, but at our gym, If you give a motherfucker an inch at our gym, you're gonna get fucking crushed.
Yeah.
There's only like 3 dudes who will work with you unless you ask them. So if you grab someone, and you feel like a light roll, and you grab someone and you feel that weakness, it's like, oh, it's time to destroy this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, like the girls always say it, like, because I'm always talking shit to the women. I'm like, hey, you guys need to grind each other more. And like if Brianna or like one of the other girls will see us rolling, they're like, I can't believe you guys do that to each other
all the time.
But it's like, what do you mean? It's like that is jiu-jitsu. It's like that's what you do, and they're like, no, we don't do that. And it's like, well, because y'all a bunch of bitches. But yeah, it's like, I mean, we're friends. I will grind this shit. I will try to fucking force your face the other way at the cross face as hard as I can to get a position. But
I'll tell Josh, I texted him, I felt bad because that roll on Tuesday, whatever, that long ass roll, he almost fucking tapped me. And,
he did. Oh, you fucking went on his face. You pushed his face. Face mush.
I was like this. Yeah. Well, no, I like covered his face.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, I was like looking. Yeah. I was like, I had nothing. Yeah. I was about to tap, and I was like, fuck. And then I was like, all right, last ditch effort. And I started reaching up. And I found his face, and then I found his face, and then I started trying to find his mouth, and he kept moving. And I finally got his mouth, and I was able to cover his mouth and his nose, and I like fucking pushed down, and I was like, if he doesn't fucking let go, this is game over. And he fucking let go finally. And I was like, oh, thank God.
What do you have? You in Ezekiel or something?
It's like a cross collar or something. Or no, a loop choke. He had me in a loop choke.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was telling me.
Yeah, he had me in a loop choke. And I was like ready. I was like, fuck, this is game over right here. But that's all I had. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to smother him and try to make it so he can't breathe.
Dude, I mean, it is a little bit fucked up to face mush and like squeeze the nose and shit. But it's like, hey, if you're in a tournament, that's not illegal.
I was wondering that. Is it legal in IBJJF? So, like, even from the back, you can cover. You don't see enough of that. No, it's so effective.
It is really effective.
You know what happens is I forget about it, and Louis had my back a few weeks ago. Yeah, Louis had my back, and it was right before the bell rang, and then he just fucking went for it, and he just covered my mouth, and I was like, oh fuck! Yeah. And you start panicking because he can't breathe, and you're like, oh, and so you forget everything because you're just like, fuck it, I gotta breathe.
I think Josh told me this too, that Louis took his back or something like that, and was fucking covering his mouth, and he was like freaking out.
Yeah,
he was like, hey, you have a nose.
Yeah, because
I think the rules say you can't cover both.
Oh, one or the other. I think
the rules say you can't. Well, you're not supposed to.
What if you like close the nose? What if you like do this and then push up?
For sure, you can do that.
Yeah, so it's like still kind of covering.
But what you're not supposed to do, which I've done a bunch of times, is do this.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah,
yeah.
You can do that in ADCC though, right?
Yeah,
I think you like full on suffocation.
Yeah.
But I did that. I did that to Josh, and I didn't even like. It was just instinctual, and then like. When I came home, I was like thinking about it. I was like, oh, I fucking just straight covered his fucking mouth.
Yeah. Hey, man, it fucking works. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Working the positions and trying to figure out systems in your head, that's probably the most important. And then trying to figure out like a place where you can explode from or get out or even just wiggle out. You know what I mean? Like, we were talking earlier about, I was trying to get you was it on the camera? I was trying to get you in that Super Ezekiel? Yeah, we were talking about that in here. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to get you in that Super Ezekiel, and that never really came to me except because you weren't going to give me what I wanted. Mm-hmm. And I knew if I went dark side Kimura on you, you were going to turtle. So I was just trying to control you from there to get you to grind you out to give me the paper cutter. Mm-hmm. My whole goal from there was to get to the other side and hit you with the paper cutter.
Making it soft.
So when I had that grip, it like came to me and I was like, why do I never do this?
Yep.
I was rolling yesterday. Had that same position on someone. And I was like, man, fuck this fool. I untucked his gi and I was like,
Did you do it on the same side?
Top side.
The same side?
Top.
Yeah, I do the opposite side.
Bottom.
Yeah, so I'll get it.
That would be better for the Super
because it's behind their head and you have it this way. So I always do the opposite side.
Yeah, but so let's say you're on your right shoulder. I was trapping your left arm with your left lapel.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what I had yesterday too. But I was thinking about that too. If I'm trying to go Super Ezekiel, I need you to try to defend your neck. So I need to spam something on your neck and then take your left lapel and trap your right arm. Mm-hmm. Your arm that's on the ground. Because then if you have that trap, it's right on your neck or it's right above your neck. You're getting choked with it. And then you'll try to pull that out. And then I have the gi. Yeah. So I like to do, because I'm going top gi to under the neck.
Andrew Wiltsey has
that's where I got it from. The Super Ezekiel.
Yeah. He has a good I have it. He has a good
Oh, you have the whole thing?
Yeah. He has is it side control? Yeah. He has a side he has a side control video.
Okay.
In the gi. And it's really good, and that's where I learned the Super Ezekiel.
Yeah, they showed that that was on one of the free videos on YouTube.
That was one of the first videos where I looked and I learned the difference between old school jiu-jitsu and new school jiu-jitsu, because old school jiu-jitsu side control is sprawled out.
Yeah,
legs heavy pressure.
The way Leo does it.
Yeah. New school is legs tucked in, legs against your hips.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of pressure, but it's control. It's more control, so it's harder to get frame and
the old. See that's. I would have to disagree on that. It's both. So old school jiu-jitsu.
I think both are effective, by the way. Not saying. I'm not trying to say, "No, this is old school. It doesn't work." No, I'm just saying it's like there's a difference.
So now,
in the two.
when I play side control, 99% of the time, I play the new school version.
That's how I do.
I go knee to the hip and I try to open the shoulder up, right?
Unless they don't let me, then I'm like, I'm gonna make you suffer.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. It's like, oh, you don't want to give me this? Yeah. I will just sprawl on your chest, and then I will hug the head and just bring it. You know what I mean? Come up to my toes and start to bring it.
Try to do the floater rib, bring the ribs. Yeah.
But if I don't do that so much. I just go, I'm going to be as heavy as I possibly can, like a house on your chest, because it's going to make you panic more than the ribs do. I think the ribs create pain, so I do the floater rib when I'm going for the paper cutter. Like, so what I do, like a paper cutter, like let's say, like for you, I was on the wrong side. I cannot paper cut you on that side. It's so bad. Like the mechanics aren't there. So I wanted to get around and face you, but I know you weren't going to give it to me. So I was working all that grind shit to get you to let me step over to the other side or go north south to the other side, right? But let's say I have you flattened out, and I have the under grip, but you're fighting the top grip, right? You're fighting the come over. What I'll do is the way Leo showed it is roll my shoulder into you to try to get that top grip deeper. And a lot of times when I roll my shoulder, because I'm on my toes, fully sprawled out. When I grab for that under grip, when I roll my shoulder, it's on your floating rib. So it's like my shoulder, my arm just rolling on your rib. And people literally do this. The people not watching, they'll either turn into you or open their neck up. Dude, it happens all the time. Yeah. Every time I roll into them, they'll either roll into me and give me it because they stop.
Oh, they're like,
yeah, they go like that. And then, dude, you just fucking choke them.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about this. So when you go paper cutter, because you and I are the fucking paper cutter assassins, do you go thumb in or you go hand in?
This way. Oh, this way.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to start switching that to hand in.
What do you mean?
So when I grab across your collar, so like I have the undergrip, right? Who cares about the undergrip? The undergrip, I'm going to switch that too. Oh, so I'm going to do it the way that Omar does it.
Yeah, that's really, if you can catch that,
way more control.
Yeah, if you can catch that, even if you don't get the paper cutter, they're not going
anywhere. So that's why I wanted to switch to top grip. So my top grip, like what I'll do is like, think about it like this. You have your lapel, right? So my thumb is inside your lapel, and like basically my fingers are trying to touch the ground, and that's when I start to pull, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm thinking if you go the other way, as you twist it, and bring it.
Oh, tightens it.
Because you can't articulate your hand like this.
I see what you're saying. So you're gonna go like this, turn your wrist so that it tightens. It removes the.
It's the same thing with that bottom because when you grab that bottom grip fingers in, as you start to pull it, you can.
The problem is you're gonna have them fighting that whole time. So you're like this, and they know obviously as soon as your hand goes in, they know what you're going for.
If you get that hand in like that and just put your elbow to the ground, it's straight. Versus if you get your thumb in and put your elbow to the ground, your wrist bends.
Yeah. Oh, I was saying that'd be interesting to play with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to open it up a little bit more. Like, I was kind of mad at myself maybe like 3 months ago. Like, all I do is paper cut everyone. Fuck that. Everyone's getting paper cut. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm only gonna paper cut your arm triangle. That's it.
What I try to do, I do that Marcelo choke first.
That north south or that north south choke, right?
Yeah, I go to that first, and then if I can't get it, my goal is just to make you suffer because I can catch that. Yeah, I can get the paper cutter set up, and while I do that, and so
this is counterintuitive to that. You need to be less muscular to finish that choke.
I use it, and then I'll if I can lift their head. If that let's say they're not choking, I'll lift their head, and then I'll put pressure down, and I just try to make you suffer, and then enough to where you're like, when I start moving back to side control to get the paper cutter, you're like, oh my god, I can breathe, and so I try to use it for a little bit, like to just make someone suffer enough to where they give me the paper cutter, and then it's not a big deal.
I mean, I do the same shit too. Like when I go north south, it's like if I'm being nice to you, I'll be on my knees. And people, I don't know if people realize that because I'll go north south and then be on my knees. And they start fucking fight. They're like fighting for their lives, and I'm like, well, you're making me do this.
Yeah, you're making me.
You should just let me choke you because now I'm gonna put my chest on your face and force your face to the way I want it to go. Yeah. And it's not fun for me, but it's really not fun for you.
Another thing that I've been working on is using my head on their face.
I do that.
So like if I'm passing, if I'm almost passing from half guard, and I'm almost finished, but I'm struggling, I normally, if I can get my head into their solar plexus,
oh yeah,
I'll do that. But if I'm too high, I'll just slide up into their face, and I'll just slide my face right into their chin, and then I'll keep passing that way, and then that works.
Hey, fuck passing from there. If you put me in the lockdown or you have me in a good enough half guard, I'm gonna try to body lock you. I don't even have to connect my hands. I'm just gonna grab onto your hips, and I'm gonna take my head and shove it into your solar plexus until you let go of that fucking thing. And then when you let go of my leg, I'm gonna slide my head up to your face, and it's funny because
it works really well.
I've been doing it a lot, and it's funny. Like my ear will suction cup to the other people's face. It'll be like, you know what I mean? Dude, it happens all the time, especially when
I've never had that happen.
Oh, dude, it happens to me all the time because I'm really using my head, you know. And every time I think of that, you know, I think it's an E40 song, so, "Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear."
Yeah.
I think about that every time.
E40, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
because I'm always like my face is like right on your ear, like my mouth would be like right on your ear, and because I start to slide in like that. Dude, it's so using your head is so effective.
You know what? I was thinking how funny it was. I was with the guys. I don't ever think about it, but I was trying to paper cut one of the girls, one of the big girls. You can't give an inch because they fuck you up, and I went for the paper cutter. And you know when you're doing the paper cutter, my face is like right next to their face, and they're just trying to breathe. And you're just like, and I'm just like, And I was thinking about it after, like, man, it's so weird. Like you're just like so close, just breathing into someone's fucking face, but you're trying to survive. You like, you don't give a fuck. You're like, oh my god, interesting stuff.
Yeah, both. I don't feel like I finished a lot of subs. I had a pretty good week for being injured, almost as good as the week before. But twice this week, hitting people with the paper cutters, I had to bite the gi and pull it. Because you were getting out of it, and I was like, fuck this. I don't give a fuck how sweaty this is. I'm choking this motherfucker right now.
You got me.
Yeah, that dude, it's nasty. That shit works, dog.
And it was like right before the bell, too. I was like, damn it.
Probably like 8 seconds.
Yeah, I was like, damn it.
I feel like it was pretty locked in, though.
I was like, yeah, whatever. I was fucking exhausted.
Yeah,
that was a good day.
Yeah, it wasn't fair for you. That fight was not fair.
That was a good day, though.
How did you end up on bottom? Did you pull guard?
I think I pulled guard.
Yeah. Or I think you tried to sacrifice throw.
Dude, you know what? Another thing. If you're going to fucking say you're in a flow roll, understand what fucking flow rolling is.
That's the biggest lie in jiu-jitsu.
I was like, so I was rolling with someone. They're like, hey, let's flow roll. And I was like, okay, cool.
Nah, fuck that. Call this motherfucker out. Who was it?
So I pulled guard.
Who was it?
I don't know his name.
Oh, okay.
So I pulled guard. And then...
Crushed you?
Yes! I'm like, all right, we're going to flow, so I'm just going to pull guard, and we'll just work from there, you know, just to get it to the bottom.
Nah.
And then he just held me in side control. Full pressure. And then, like, I'm like, I don't think you know what flow rolling means. You're supposed to, like, give me, when I go for something, for those of you guys who are these types of people.
If this is you.
If someone says flow roll, the whole purpose of flow roll is, one, you're not going 100%. Maybe not even fucking 50%. Maybe you're just going like 30%. If I go for a fucking scissor sweep, you give me the fucking scissor sweep. When you're on the bottom and you hip escape, I give you the fucking hip escape. It's about giving. I give a little bit of resistance.
You win a position and then let them escape, and then let them win a position.
Yeah,
and let them escape.
And you give very little. You don't just give it up, but you give them enough resistance so that they can work the technique. But you're not giving them resistance where you're just going to be like deny the fucking technique. So if you catch me in a Kimura,
let it go,
and you fucking start using it as a sweep, I'm gonna let you fucking sweep me. Use it. That's what flow rolling is, and it's awesome, especially when you're working on technique. And there's certain people you can roll with, and you say flow roll, boom, it works. Other people I rolled with, he's like, let's flow roll. He just held me in side control and would not just. I was like, and then in my mind, I'm like, I wouldn't. Yeah, and then in my mind, I'm like, I wouldn't have fucking let you get here.
Yeah.
In the first place, and I was like, whatever. I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't think you know. I don't think flow roll means what you think it means.
That's right. The best person to flow with is Zach. I was flowing with Zach yesterday. Like, I can't believe that motherfucker can sit Indian style and put his head on the mat.
He's flexible as fuck.
I don't remember how we got there because Zach always flows. So we were flowing, and then I got to a position where I went to go take his back, some sort of back take, and he just sat down and put his head on the mat, and I was crushing him for like 10 seconds, and I was like, oh, there's no point in this. And I did something that I knew he could escape with.
You're not going to tap him.
But it's funny. We were going back and forth. And right before the end, my ankles are messed up still. And he likes to play feet. So there was a position he was going to hit my feet. And I tensed up and I let out the nastiest little fart.
No,
it was all, and I was like, my bad, dog. And then he just kept going. That motherfucker barrel bowled right through one of my farts. And it was nasty. That was a nasty night before drinking fart, too.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I didn't. I was sick.
Shit.
Well, yeah, the last podcast when we did it, I was sick, so I didn't roll Monday. I didn't roll Tuesday, and I came back Wednesday, and that was the day Omar was like, "Hey, we'll take it easy today. Take it easy today." And then I fucking had all the rolls, and then I went Friday. I went to the Friday 10 a.m. and the 7 p.m., which was good. And I went to the 10 a.m.
So it was at 10 a.m. on Friday, but no 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went to the 10 a.m. and then Omar it was good rolls, and then Omar looks at me and he goes 7 p.m. And I was like, yeah. And he goes 7 p.m. I was like, yeah. And he goes 7 p.m. I was like, I'll be here. Fuck. It's like I'll be here. All right. Kind of like the 10 a.m. he was trying to get yesterday. Trying to get everyone to come to the 10 a.m. I was like, I'm not fucking going 10 a.m. Saturday.
Yeah, I rolled a J yesterday. That motherfucker hit. I mean, this may be delusion. I'm faster than Jay, 100%. No doubt about it. The problem is he's so strong, the speed doesn't make a difference. And if he catches me when I'm being fast, I get hurt every single time. Because he'll catch me when I'm trying to be quick and then throw me. And I'm like, man, I'm tired of this shit. So I always sit down and try to play technique with Jay, which is impossible. That motherfucker subbed me 14 times in 6 minutes yesterday.
He's good.
But I've been working on new positions. Every once in a while he'll give up a position, you know what I mean? So I'll be working on shit with him. But dude, rolling with him is like trying to roll with a brick wall. It's just boom, you get stuck.
Yeah. When I roll with him, it's always defense, and then fucking T-Rex arms because he catches limbs fucking.
Dude,
crazy
he's doing
with
this
his
thing.
Legs
He's doing this thing right now where you can't. People who aren't watching can't see it, but arm bar is an extension past your elbow, right, or an arm lock. He's doing this thing where he moves your elbow joint sideways. Dude, you can feel your elbow separating, and it's probably a millimeter or a fraction of a millimeter, and it's the sharpest amount of pain for a fraction of a second. It's crazy. So instead of overextending your elbow towards the opposite direction, sideways, and you can literally feel your joint. So your joint is like this, right? You can feel this. It's more like this. Your joint, you can feel it go like this.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. One of I think jiu-jitsu is interesting to explain to people that don't do jiu-jitsu, like coworkers and stuff, when they talk about it, because it's all hard to explain. It's not it's like wrestling when it's like wrestling, but you're trying to hurt someone.
Here, I have a perfect example. Back to fucking the trials. This is what jiu-jitsu is. So did you see the highlights of Achilles Hocha? Wagner's son?
I think I might have saw one.
Dude, he fucking exploded this dude's knee at the heel hook. Exploded it. And the dude's fighting, and Achilles has a heel hook, and then he switches the grip. It's trials. He's trying to make it ACC. Motherfucker went 100%. And the guy was like, and he's like, da, 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 da. And the dude, he was and it's you could tell Achilles was killer face. Gets it, cranks it, snaps, and instantly he was like, oh my God, did I explode your knee? That's what jiu-jitsu is trying to kill a motherfucker, then feeling bad when you do. You know what I mean? That's it's you and I will try. We're boys. I try to fucking kill you, try to kill me, but afterwards, damn, that was rough. Yeah. You laugh about it, and you go to the next one. You know
but it's so hard to explain to someone what it is, because it seems like you just watch. We're older guys and we're doing jiu-jitsu, and you watch a match, you watch.
Hey, motherfucker, you may be old. I'm in my prime.
And you're like, oh, these guys are just older dudes wrestling. No, you're going to you can get hurt easy.
Yep.
And if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not being careful. So, I don't know. I fucking love this shit.
Yeah,
that's all I can say. I'm fucking.
I was thinking about this the other day, about older dudes doing this shit. It's I think doing jiu-jitsu, we have an unrealistic ability of what we can do. I've always had a confidence in the quote unquote streets. Now, it's fucking through the roof. But I think about it, it's all the shit that you would do on the streets is not really my game. So I started thinking.
You wouldn't do a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. But I'm not saying pulling guard, pulling half guard, whatever. But it's the control aspect, right? And I'm well, what am I going to do? Do I know how to finish a rear naked choke? Then you roll with somebody who's new or doesn't know how to do jiu-jitsu, and then you realize what you can do, and you're I've rear naked choked maybe 2 people ever in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, but if someone doesn't know, it's easy to get there. It's so easy to get there.
And because you know how to move, you know how to take the back, you know how to do all this shit. Because I've rolled with let's take it back. I've rear naked choked maybe 2 people that know how to do jiu-jitsu. I've rear naked choked 40 motherfuckers that were brand new coming in, you know what I mean? So it's it's crazy that's what jiu-jitsu does, and that's how it teaches you. It's maybe your game is not rear naked choke or arm lock or anything like that.
But against someone that has
against
no
someone that doesn't know
idea,
what the fuck they're doing, that shit it comes to your head. It's like it's like
well, it's because they don't fight it. They don't know how to fight it.
They don't know how to fight it.
They don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
And until it's too late. And so there's a difference. That's what, again, that podcast Dana White was talking about.
Oh, like how it's a superhero? I might have a bug.
No, he was talking about the same thing everyone talks about. It's like your first time, you're like, fuck. Like the fact that someone can control you.
Yeah.
And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Like it's just fucking,
there's nothing you can do about it.
It's just like you're just like, and people don't understand. I don't think most people, they just don't understand that. Like like Joe Rogan, even he talked about it, he's like if you go in a fight with like a boxer, yeah, you have a puncher's chance. He said, but if a black belt gets a hold of you,
or a purple belt,
even purple belt, it gets a hold of you on the street and you don't know anything, it's not chance. There's nothing you can do. There's just nothing you can do. Like it's not a chance.
Yeah.
You don't have a chance. There's absolutely zero you can fucking do if you don't know any grappling and they get a hold of you.
Think about this. This is, I'm not really into the self-defense aspect of jiu-jitsu, especially Gracie jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But, Master Hoyler, shows it all the time. Like, let's say someone throws like a cross at you and you duck the cross and you fucking put them in a standing arm triangle. What the fuck are you going to do? You better have a knife and you got to stab that motherfucker to get out of that. Because if I put you in a standing arm triangle on the street, yes, I will trip you or I will push you against the wall and choke you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if you don't know how to get out of a triangle, an arm triangle, you're fucked.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But if we're sitting there throwing jabs at each other, maybe you're quicker than me and you fucking hit me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy that
or like wrestling. Like if you know how to ankle pick someone without going to your knees, like if you can like and just ankle pick someone, like you're
going
fucked.
Down. Yeah. And most people don't. That's what's crazy. It's just crazy.
I can't defend the ankle pick.
Yeah, I've been ankle pick. And you laugh on the way down. Yeah. As soon as you feel that hair on your foot and your leg, you're like,
I think I talked about this. Louis hit me with some hot ankle pick like maybe a month ago. And as soon as he ducked down, I knew I was fucked and I started laughing. I was like,
I do that too. Yeah. Yeah. When you get hit with something so good and there's nothing you can do but laugh, you're like, oh, that was good.
Yeah.
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 Anyways, I think our camera's gonna die. I don't
tell your fucking friends.
Yeah. Spread the word.
The last couple fucking videos didn't get shit.
Spread
I'm about to start boosting this shit so that we get all these views and you guys aren't our friends anymore.
Anyways, make sure you like, subscribe, all that good shit.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends, your uncles, your cousins, your nephews.
No more Black Path lifting shirts. If you want one now, you got to buy one.
There you go.
It's done. The entries are done.
Done.
No.